him.
I want to watch the news.
Are you making headway at least?
This is the news.
Schmack-a-macabre, it's time for the only news that matters on Black Sabbath Sunday. And in a fresh conversation with Phil Aston of Now Spinning magazine, former Black Sabbath vocalist Tony Martin reflects on the release of the box set, where he was in the band he was in the band before 89, but this one's 89 and 95, featuring his era of Black Sabbath recordings, available since May 31st on Rhino. When asked about the feelings of the re-release, Martin shared candidly, he said, "To be honest, there was a few periods where I didn't think it was going to happen. In fact, a year ago, Tony Iommi's manager called me and said, you know what, this is just so complicated that I don't think we can do this." And it's all about band politics, really. That is all. There are so many people that are involved and have their fingers in the pie. So in the end, it was getting a bit tiring. But well done to Tony Iommi and BMG. My God, such patience that they showed to get this thing together and actually get it out there. Wow. Martin expressed his excitement about the re-release, saying, "I feel brilliant to finally see the albums back in circulation. I'm very excited. I haven't actually had these albums in my own hands physically for the past 25 years. I gave all mine away thinking I'll be able to get, these back, but I didn't. They just stopped making them. So to physically hold them again, it's really cool. And what a great job they've done. I'm so thrilled and excited, and I'm helping out now because, I'm not in the band obviously anymore, so I just offered my help and they said, great, yeah, let's do it." Regarding the absence of the 1987 album, The Eternal Idols, from the set, Martin clarified that the rights to his Black Sabbath debut are held by a different record company. And also, The Eternal Idols, well, it was kind of re-released not that long ago, really. And plus, if we were going to get The Eternal Idols actually in the box set, it would have taken centuries, I think. And yeah, that's right, man. Nobody's going to just give away a record and not want, more profits than the record company's willing to give. Like, if Eternal Idols was to get in that box set, the record company would say, we want a piece of every record in that box set, not just ours. That's the deal we have to give you Eternal Idols for your box. And they're like, screw you. And I'm like, screw it, I don't care. I bought Eternal Idols when it was new. And I have that remastered CD with the Ray Gillen demos that came out, now it's been a while, man. It hasn't been that. It's probably been 12 years or more. It's been a long time, man. Well, all right. I hope you watched my unboxing earlier today with the CDs and the vinyls. And I am now going to rank the Tony Martin discography with Black Sabbath. And I would like to add that all of you that have been following me and you know what my favorite Black Sabbath is with Tony Martin, well, I changed my mind. I'll let you know what's my favorite now. And in case you don't know what was my favorite, I'll let you know. All right, number 5. I'm going to go with Forbidden, of course. Even though I gotta tell you, man, I like that new remastered Forbidden I heard on the YouTube. I mean, you can tell a drastic difference, I really like it now. And it smiles better than 13. It always has been, in my opinion. But unfortunately, it does have Ice-T still in there. And I love me some Ice-T. And RDC, who produced this album, but man, do not get them involved with Black Sabbath. That's a big no-no. Now look, I'm a fan of the first Body Cat album, Cop Killer. But after that, with Born Dead, oh my God, it was like, wow. Talk about a sophomore jinx. This album's terrible. I was really shocked how bad it was. It's almost like, no, not almost. It's totally like it's different people wrote the music on the first album to this album, because this album does not resemble Cop Killer whatsoever. And it does all this weird stuff with, I don't know, trying to be hardcore here and doing a cover of Hey Joe there. It's just, it's terrible. Yeah, at the same time, this was, I believe, released on Ice-T's record label because he had problems with Warner Brothers with the Cop Killer crap. That he released this Born Dead and his latest rap album, which is called Home Invasion, which was not good either, man. It's like, man, you're going from OG, one of the greatest rap albums I ever heard, to this. It makes me think, with all the pressure and crap he had to deal with, that it got to him. I mean, for him to buckle down to Warner Brothers and let them release the first album without Cop Killer was lame as hell, man. And doing that, I think it broke him, man. And, you know, well, and that's going back. And this is around the time of him doing Forbidden. I mean, it's Ice-T at his worst, working with Sabbath. And then the next album, Violent Demise, holy crap. I mean, this is another clunk. And actually, it's a little better than Born Dead, but it's terrible. It starts with like a guy interviewing Ice-T, letting him know how Born Dead sucks. And then Ice-T, I believe he shoots him. Or something like that. But it's that guy was right. Born Dead does suck. And this one's no better. I mean, it had some better songs like Stripper. I think there's another one or two on there that was okay. Where Born Dead didn't have nothing okay. But yeah, Violent Demise was just not good. And then Murder for Hire. This album is even worse than Violent Demise. I don't know if I'd say it's worse than Brain Dead, but yeah, it's probably, I would say pretty much tied. I mean, no, actually I think Born Dead is a little worse, but whatever. Then the next album they did was called Manslaughter. This album rules. I even like it more than the first album. Talk Shit, Get Shot, Pray for Death. Probably my favorite off there. And like 99 Problems, he redid. That was something he did, and I believe, who was that guy that's married to Beyonce, made it popular? That dude. And the song Manslaughter, Institutionalized, which is a Suicidal Tendencies song that he does, like Institutionalized 2014, that I think is awesome, and he did a hilarious video for it. Yeah, Bitch in the Pit. I mean, it's some great stuff on here. I would put it above Jay-Z. That's the guy's name that made it famous. Jay-Z. All right. And then the next album, look at this. Next album's called Bloodlust. I like this even more than the last album, Manslaughter. So I would say this album is their best album. It starts with a spoken word with Dave Mustaine and the Ski Mask Way. This is Why We Ride. Rain and Blood, Postmortem Slayer cover, which is also awesome. And the song Here I Go Again. No, not Whitesnake. It's a gruesome, brutal song of him being a serial killer and talking. And there is a video for it that's sick as hell. That he's in a room cutting himself up, taking out his eyeball. Crazy stuff, man. Great album. Black Hoodie. Good stuff. Bloodlust, title track is cool. And then they released the next album, which is called Carnivore, which, yeah, I wasn't feeling this one, man. I wasn't. Yeah, I would say it's still better than Born Dead, and I think it's better than Violent Demise and Murder for Hire, but it's not as good as the last two. So they got a new album coming out in I believe this year, called Merciless. So I'm hoping that one is better than Carnivore. All right, enough of this. Let's get back to the ranking. At number 4, I'm going to go with Cross Purposes. This album I got no problem with. I think it's a cool album, man. It's heavy, it's awesome, it's Cross Purposes. So I have no problem saying that one is my number 4. At number 3, Headless Cross. Most people's favorite. And I don't blame you all, because it's a great album. I just happen to like 2 of them more. But it's an awesome album. That's why it's up at 3. Hey, I like Cross Purposes. I like Headless Cross more. But most of you out there, I see by comments and polls and such, Headless Cross is the greatest Tony Martin album. So a lot of you fuckers out there, and that's cool, man. All right, now we're going to the top 2. At number 2, which was my favorite, but has now changed. At number 2 now is Tear. Yep, I'm going with Tear as my second favorite Black Sabbath album. But I gotta tell you, my number 1 was my favorite, and then Tear took over. But I'm going back to the Eternal Idols as my favorite Black Sabbath album with Tony Martin. I think it's freaking brilliant. And it's, to me, it's the most, it has this Black Sabbath vibe to it. You know, I hear some 70s vibes, like in the title track. I hear some Dio era vibe with just about the rest of the album. But there you go. That is my ranking of the Tony Martin Black Sabbath albums. So thank you everybody out there watching the only news that matters. And hey, leave your rankings down there on the Black Sabbath Tony Martin albums. And hey, if you're familiar with all those body count albums, rank those as well. I like reading from my awesome viewers. So please leave comments below, and please subscribe to my channel if you haven't. And ring that little notification bell. I totally would appreciate that. And like the video. It's good for the YouTube algorithms. So stay frosty. Listen to Black Sabbath, not Born Dead. And smack 'em a gob.
Farewell and adieu to you fair Spanish ladies. Farewell and adieu, you ladies of Spain. For we've received orders for to sail back to Boston. And so never more shall we see you again.